All right, so 2019 Yankee predictions. What do you think?
I think they're going to win probably around 102 games.
So 2 more than last year?
Yeah, 2 more.
How much do you think they've improved?
I think their hitting improved a lot as far as utility ball players. But I think their pitching has a lot to go yet. I think their starting pitchers, I don't think they should have signed Sabathia. Let me put it that way. He's just filling a position in the roster where they could add someone else.
I agree. I said that for a long time. What do you think now with Severino being out?
I think they got a problem with Severino being out. I think Loaiza and what's his name? Herman. I think he's going to step up. I hope he does. He looks like some days he really has it, and some days he don't. But when he has it, he's extremely surprising.
He is. What was the other one I want to ask about? All right, yeah, no. So just go ahead and give your predictions for you already said the win and loss record, or how many games you think they're gonna win.
Yeah.
Who do you think is gonna step up? Who's your big performer this year for them?
I think if Judge stays healthy this year,
all right.
Judge, I think he's gonna have an awesome year.
Like what type of year? Better than the rookie campaign?
I think he's gonna hit over 50 this year. I got a feeling. If he stays healthy and he keys on like he's doing, driving the ball to right field a lot, I mean, his fly balls are going to be home runs anywhere. But if he gets that ball, he keeps on driving that ball, hitting fly balls, they're going to go out.
Yeah, definitely. And at Yankee Stadium, it's
I
obviously...
I like to see Stanton do good, but I just feel Stanton swings at too many bad pitches.
Not a fan of Stanton.
Not really. I think he swings at too many bad pitches.
On the record, when they made that deal, you didn't like it?
No, I was dead against it. I would have went for a pitcher.
I remember you were definitely dead against it.
I definitely went for a pitcher instead of Stanton. Because they don't need more. One thing the Yankees do need is they don't need more offense.
Right.
They got to get their pitching together. They need a big ace in there that they can rely on for big games.
So with the staff the way it is right now, you don't think they should go out there and try to add another starter before?
I think they should add another starter.
What about Gio Gonzalez? They've talked about him.
I like him.
I like him too.
Americally, he was always good in America.
Well, the thing about him too that I think people don't understand is that he could probably give you 5 or 6 innings pretty easily.
Yeah.
And even if he gives up 3 runs with that offense, that's still good.
Yes.
Herman worries me a little bit still from last year. Maybe he's improved, but who knows?
Some days like I said, some days he looks awesome. Yesterday he looked awesome against Boston. But I don't know. You know, he's an up and down pitcher at times.
And Loaiza looked terrible.
Loaiza?
Yeah.
Loaiza I like. But he's another one. They're young, you know.
What about Sessa? Luis Sessa. He's had a great spring. They're saying he's going to make the rotation.
I know, but I'm not a fan of it.
The thing about him is I seen him as a starter. I'm tired of it.
I think he's like a guy you bring in the 3rd or 4th inning when the starting pitcher's having trouble.
He's just a long man.
Yeah.
He's a guy you got to have to let him eat some innings, and that's it. And save your bullpen. Yeah, that's what I think, too. So out of all the starters they have this year, who do you think is the guy that makes the biggest impact for him?
I think Happ is going to do good.
Wow. Everybody's upset with Happ because he's having a poor spring, but that's normal for a veteran. I don't think so either.
He's a good pitcher.
It's the first time I heard Happ. Everybody says Paxton and Tanaka this year.
I like Tanaka, but let me explain something with Tanaka. He still gives you up the home runs.
Yeah.
So if he has a month of giving up home runs, he's going to give up 15 homers, and you're going to lose all 4 games he pitches. I don't need a pitcher that pitches 3 innings and gives up 3 homers.
See, I'm a fan. I like Tanaka because even when he's inconsistent, at the end of the year, he looked pretty consistent for the whole year. He makes up for it.
I think when the game's on the line, Tanaka's good to put in there.
Yeah, I agree.
But if it's just another turn in the rotation, sometimes I don't think he gives you like quality stuff.
Well, the funny thing is, people told me I was wrong, but I've said it all off season that I would have went out there when they were healthy and got a 6th starter for somebody that can give Tanaka extra rest, give Sabathia extra rest. Last year, they had about 25 starts from guys that weren't in their rotation, from Sessa, Herman, all these other guys that were pointless. I always felt you don't have to have a 6-man rotation. You could have a spot starter.
Every game he came in, a game was, forget it.
Sonny Gray, National League Cy Young Award winner this year.
No.
You don't think he'll do much better? I don't think he'll win the Cy Young, but I think he's going to have a terrific year.
I don't know about him. I think in Oakland on the West Coast, he was lucky.
He's back in another bandbox again.
Yeah, but he was lucky in Oakland because Oakland's a tough part. Because don't forget, a lot of foul balls in Oakland are caught.
True.
It helps the pitcher a lot.
That is true. So you say Aaron Judge is going to have a monster year. You think Happ is going to be the... I
think Happ's going to have a good year. Paxton, if he stays healthy, he's going to have an awesome year.
I think he's going to have a very good year, as long as he's healthy, because that's the thing with him is obviously health throughout the whole time.
Tanaka will win his 15 games.
Yeah. And Sabathia, I don't expect nothing from.
Sabathia, let me explain some honest truth. I like Sabathia. He's... he was a good pitcher, not Hall of Fame caliber.
I agree. And if he's a Hall of Famer, there's many other guys that have to be.
Oh, many guys ahead of him.
He's a good pitcher, don't get me wrong. But if he gets in, other guys should.
Schillen's way ahead of him.
I agree.
So many pitchers.
I agree, 100%.
So many.
I agree.
But, I mean, Sabathia, to me, you're putting a guy in to pitch 3 innings for you, then you got to go to the bullpen. Really, I don't understand how you would give a starting pitching spot to a guy that's going to give you 3 or 4 innings, maybe.
Yep. So what would you, before we go more into the season, what would you have changed this offseason? What move would you not have made?
I wouldn't have signed Sabathia.
And on the record, too, you were not for signing Machado or Harper.
No.
You didn't like either one of them on the Yankees?
I think Harper's a very overrated ball player.
I think a lot of people think
I don't need a guy that has one good year, one bad year. One good year, one bad year. And he's been doing it his whole career.
So what about Machado then? Machado never had bad years.
Machado, I like Machado, but for one thing I don't like Machado. I don't want a guy with an attitude in the Yankee dugout.
Okay, so I
want a guy like Judge in the Yankee dugout, a guy like Gardner.
So
guys like that make the team want to play.
So you believe the attitude was really an issue with Machado?
Me it would be an issue.
You personally, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's a good ball player, but I don't like.
You don't think he got treated a bit unfairly this offseason with all the negative
with the
press
hustle and all that? Yeah, I think because he's not the first ball player to do that, and he's not going to be the last.
Right.
Cano did it for 10 years with the Yankees.
Right.
Never running out of ball.
Yep.
Never hustling on the field. So I mean, I don't think you should label him. And he is a much better ball player than Cano could ever be.
Yeah, that's a good debate. I never thought about that, really.
He hits the homers. He drives in the runs. He's a great defensive third baseman.
The best. Arguably, him and Nolan are the best.
I mean, Cano in the clutch couldn't hit. Just couldn't hit in the clutch.
Didn't have many big ones. I don't know if you've paid attention to this too much, but have you got to see the young Yankee center fielder Estevan Florial at all?
No, I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen him much. Okay, big young left-handed hitter, good power. Reminds people a lot of a young Bernie Williams. So we'll see what he can do. What do you think about the Hicks extension?
I think he's good. Hicks is a good ball player.
When he's healthy.
When he's healthy, he's an outstanding ball player. He's a good center fielder, very good defensive center fielder.
Great arm.
Underrated.
He is definitely
He's got
underrated.
a good arm. He knows how to run the bases.
He gets on base.
He's got a good eye. He takes a lot of walks. I like him better leading off, and following him because I think they get on base more.
Oh, that's a good thing to bring up. I'm a very big believer in Aaron Judge batting third. You like him in the 2-hole. I
like him in the 2-hole, but I'd rather see him third.
Okay, so you agree?
Yes, because I think he'll drive in a lot more runs.
Okay, so that I agree with that. Now, Aaron Boone also said recently that he's thinking of batting Luke Voit in between Judge and Stanton. What do you think about that? And a lot of people are thinking this Voigt's going to have a big year. A lot of people think he's the real deal.
I think Voigt's a good ball player.
Voit or Bird? Before you talk about Voit.
I like Voit.
I like Voit too. Why? What do you think about Voit this year?
I don't know. There's something about Bird. He's too lackadaisical. I mean, even his swing is not a. I mean, there's just something about him. He's not. To me, Voit is a perfect ball player for first base because he hits for power.
Well, he hits the right field too, which is amazing.
He hits the right field a lot. He hits the power, and he's a young kid who wants to. He wants to be in the position to start for the Yankees or start for any team.
Well, it's funny. The one thing that he mentioned too is that he said he wants to be a Gold Glove first baseman. He doesn't just want to be this guy that's in the lineup because he can hit. So maybe he's taking a lot of effort into
he looks good this year
into getting better.
So far.
Yeah, he looks terrific.
He looks good.
He looks terrific. So what are your predictions for the team the rest of the way? You said they're going to win 100+ games. You think they'll win 100+ games. What do you think about the bullpen they've put together?
I think their bullpen is awesome. I think it's some bullpen.
What do you think about Ottavino?
Ottavino, yeah, he's good.
He's been dominating in spring. Guys can't even touch him.
He's good.
Betances, low velocity. They're a little concerned about him.
No, but Betances will be back in there. Betances always has a problem, but he fixes it after a while. Chapman, I haven't watched too much this year, so I guess he's still the same.
Canely looks good finally again.
Canely looks good. Zach Britton should be good for them.
People forget. I was telling people this the other day. They forget how good Zach Britton was before his injury. He had a 0.79 ERA?
Yeah, Zach Britton was awesome with Baltimore. Don't forget, he pitched in Baltimore. That's a bandbox, too.
Yeah.
And he did very well there for a few years.
One more question on the offense, because we didn't get to talk about this guy much. What do you think the Yankees do with LeMahieu?
LeMahieu, I don't know personally what they'll do with him, because I got to tell you something. When Didi comes back, if Troy Tulowitzki stays healthy and produces for them, I don't know where they're going to put LeMahieu. I really mean it. Because if Andujar hits like he does, and he gets a little better with his defense, you're not going to be take him out of the line.
All right, let me ask you this, because this is what everybody wants to know about. Do you think he does get better with his defense?
He's got to. He's got to, because that's the only problem he has. And as far as hitting, he's a very good hitter.
Other than that, you could almost argue he's the second best hitter on the team besides Judge. You can make a case for it.
He's better hitter than Torres. Gleyber Torres.
A lot of people say that. Torres looks great this spring.
Yeah.
And he's younger, which is amazing if you think about it.
Gleyber Torres I like, but it makes too many mental mistakes.
All right, so now we're gonna have a little fun. This is our word game moment. I'm gonna name a player. You got to give me one word only to describe them, no matter what the word is. First thing that comes to mind, it comes out and you go. Aaron Judge.
All rise.
That's not one word. That's two words.
But I want to see him at home.
All right, Stanton.
Stanton, strikeouts.
That's two words. All right, whatever. Use whatever words. Whatever words you want. Gardner.
Defense.
Voit.
Power.
Bird.
Slow.
Sanchez.
A bull.
Okay. Severino.
A bomb.
A bomb. Paxton.
Got heat.
Ellsbury.
Oh. Awful.
Torres.
Good.
Andujar.
Andujar, amazing.
Amazing. Wow, nice one. Hap.
Hap's good. I like Hap.
Tanaka.
I guess he's good. What can I say? There's not too much you can say about Tanaka. He's good. You know,
no, he's consistent. He's very consistent.
He comes every day prepared.
Let's see. What did I miss? What's an interesting one? Hicks.
Consistent.
Tyler Wade.
A rookie.
Clint Frazier.
Improvement.
Okay. Ottavino.
Tough.
Betances.
Erratic.
Chapman.
Chapman's another one. Erratic.
Green.
Good.
Holder.
Yeah, he's good.
Britton.
Good.
The Red Sox.
The Red Sox. Tough team, boy. Tough.
Well, let me ask you this: What do you think? What do you think about their offseason? They did nothing.
Don't mean nothing. They're a good team.
With that bullpen? Who's in the bullpen? Name me 3 guys in the bullpen.
I don't know. The Kimbrel, they didn't sign, right? Nobody signed Kimbrel.
Nobody signed Kimbrel. He wants a lot of money still, apparently.
I can't believe nobody signs a goodbye.
Well, nobody wants him.
And look at Adam Jones. Got $3 million only.
Yeah. Yep. Adam Jones finally signed.
It goes to show you could be consistent in baseball. When you hit a certain age, nobody wants you.
Yeah. So last but not least, the last thing I'm going to ask, and we will obviously look back to this video. How did the Yankees end the 2019 season?
I don't think I want to make too many Yankee fans with this. But I think they're going to come up short again.
Why? What do you think it is that they don't get there? Pitching?
Starting pitching.
You don't think it's possible they can make a big acquisition at the dedeadline? Maybe a Bumgarner or somebody?
They have to.
Bumgarner will be a free agent next year, so he'll be likely traded.
They got to get somebody that they could put in there. See, all these teams like Boston, they have Sale. Then they have Eovaldi, who stepped up. Personally, I thought the Yankees should have never got rid of Eovaldi.
Yeah, I know you were a big fan of him, especially at the deadline.
He has a strong arm, and he came back better than ever.
Yeah, true, he did. Better control, too.
Yep,
looks
better control.
Looks sharper. Yeah, great cutter. Great cutter.
I mean, he's a good ball player. I think the Yankees shouldn't let him go. But I think Price has to step up this year for Boston. You know, he's been talking a lot of trash, but I think sooner or later he has to step up. He gets $31 million a year, and personally, I don't think he earned it yet.
I agree. So, with there's one more thing I wanted to ask.
Who's MVP on the Yankees?
Well, we know that. We know MVP of the season. Go ahead.
I'd like to see Judge win.
Me too.
I really would like to see.
I think most Yankee fans want to see that this year.
He deserved it in
his rookie year, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
He didn't have that little bad part that month of July and August. I think he would have ran away with it.
Yep.
But I still think he deserved it, beyond a doubt.
What about... Oh, good question. Here's a good question for you. If the Yankees had the opportunity to go back in the offseason and trade Andujar for possibly a Corey Kluber, would that have been a deal you would have jumped on?
Yes.
Because pitching wins.
Pitching wins.
And you would give up maybe a potential... every year caliber.
For starting pitcher, yes.
Okay.
Because you're not going to go nowhere in the playoffs.
I agree. I said the same thing. I thought that was a risk you had to take.
Let me put it this way. The Yankees had the best bullpen the past 2 years. In the past 2 years, they made it to the playoffs. But they didn't make it to the final show. Why? Not the hitting, the pitching.
I agree.
The pitching failed them. The game Boston beat them 16-1. Severino was horrible. I would have took him out after the first inning.
Yep. Oh, here's a good one for the tell me about this person. Aaron Boone.
As a manager?
Yes.
He's learning. Got a lot to learn.
You think he'll be better in the second year?
He should be. He made a lot of mistakes in the first year.
Well, the players love him, so.
Yeah, well, he's a pretty decent guy. He seems like, you know, he never puts his team down. You know, it's not like Girardi.
Well, he made excuses all years for them. You know, remember how many excuses you were making for these guys?
Yeah.
But he's good. So your overall prediction is the Yankees do come up short?
Do come up short.
So I'll tell you this, the comments aren't gonna be nice on this video after that.
Well, that's all right. I'm a Yankee fan. I've been a Yankee fan since I'm 12 years old, 50-something years. And the Yankees, I always been a Yankee fan, but pitching wins. And I personally feel they still didn't go out there.
So you're basing that off of the pitching right now. But if they go out there and add a Bumgarner potentially and have Severino back and Paxton's healthy, that should be a pretty dominating rotation for the playoffs.
You got to give them somebody that could give them 7 strong innings.
But that would be their chance of how they would be able to win.
Yes. Severino, Let me explain something about Severino. He's a good pitcher. But if you notice the past 2 years, the second half's been horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's tired arm. I don't know if it's a shoulder problem now, like they say. But I personally think he might be one of those guys that can't pitch a big game. You know, there are pitchers that can't pitch big games.
Yep.
He might be one of them. I'm hoping he's not. I'm hoping he's young and mature, and he does better. But as it stands right now, I wouldn't put him in for a main game.
Last thing I want to ask before we go, Gary Sanchez this season, does he bounce back?
Great season.
Wow.
I think he's going to have a great season. He's going to hit a lot of homers, do good. His catching is still going to be the same thing.
Right.
Because I watched a few games in spring training, and he still makes those mental errors.
Yeah.
And it's tough behind there, you know, but I think he's going to have a good year as far as the bat.
All right. That's it.
Well, thank you.